Hi team, Mark from Pickery Bikes back again. Today we're going to talk about polishing shafts, lubricant and polishing shafts. We are constantly getting asked, how do we make our bike last longer, how often should it get serviced, things like that. Today I'm going to show you the number one thing you can do, particularly with your suspension, to keep your bike riding nicely. Most of you aren't doing it. I'm talking to you, you know who you are. You're not doing it, you need to do it. I'll give you a quick rundown of what we're doing. So we're talking about our dropper seat post, our rear shock and our front suspension. Product we're using is Fenwick's suspension lube. So you've washed your bike, you've got it nice and clean. Now we just want to look after the shafts, look after the seals. Products tend to smell pretty nice. We don't want to be getting carried away and just spraying it all over everything. These suspension spray products, they are different to regular silicons, and that regular silicons tend to be quite tacky and you end up with stuff being stuck onto the shafts there. Use a proper suspension spray. This stuff is super slippery, so you don't want it floating around, because if it gets on your disc brakes, they're not going to be disc brakes anymore. Your disc brakes work on friction. This stuff is super slippery, get it on your brakes, they're not brakes anymore. Best bet, get your product, spray it onto a rag, nice amount onto the rag there, and then we just want to give it a bit of a wipe down around the seals, bits and pieces. We'll see if we can get on here. So this bike has been washed, and you can see on there all the black gunk. That's after a 30-second wipe. So those seals get a pretty hard life. The proper suspension spray is going to leave a nice slippery coating, clean all the gunk off the shaft, leave a nice slippery coating on it, and it's going to help rehydrate the seals. We're going to stick a little bit more onto there, wipe it back round so the seal's a little bit damp, and then we're going to just cycle that seat post up and down a couple of times. It'll help pull any gunk out and just wipe it down, and we're going to keep doing that until it's nice and clean. Same thing with the shock. So spray it onto a rag, get in there, give it a really good wipe down up around the seals. Again, like, it's a freshly washed bike. Look how much gunk is in there. Clean it properly. Give it a cycle, keep wiping it till it comes out nice and clean. Front suspension, same sort of thing. Wipe it down. So keeps it nice and clean, keeps the seals rehydrated, puts a nice slippery coating on there, so it drastically reduces how much stiction you get in your fork and shock, how smoothly your suspension post moves. It can tell you now the difference between bikes that have their suspension cleaned properly and ones that don't. It's a significant difference when it comes to service time and how long you're going to get, how smooth the bikes ride. Drastic reduction, general wear and tear on the suspension. If you are getting carried away with it, you can every now and then into your brake lever, that sort of area. Suspension pivots, put your rag in behind because we don't want it spraying around. Give it just a little squirt into your suspension pivots. We're probably not going to do the back ones there. Up the front here, shock mounts with the rag behind, so we're not overspraying onto the brakes or anywhere else. It's going to do a couple of things. It's going to help drive all of the water out into those pivot points, and it's going to leave a protective coating to just help stop corrosion build up, particularly when you're talking about aluminium products. They like to oxidize and cause problems. Keep your suspension nice and clean. Don't tell me that you are, because we service your bikes, we know what they look like. Look after your product. Fenwick suspension spray, a rag, it will save you a fortune in servicing down the road, and it's also just going to make your bike ride nicer in general day-to-day riding. So Fenwick's suspension spray, a rag, clean your friggin' bikes. Thank you.